Good morning, St. Louis. Thank you so much for joining us. I got a quick question. How do you take your coffee? With cream, with sugar? Do you like it hot, or would you like a cold brew?
You know what? It really doesn't matter how you like your coffee, just as long as you promise to take it with us.
So stay tuned. We have an amazing lineup for you this morning. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Father Nick Winker. I'm the pastor of St. Anne Catholic Church in Normandy and also the director of the Newman Center at UMSL, which is the Catholic Student Center for students there. And good morning, St. Louis. In the Book of Wisdom, there's this incredible phrase. We're warned against the witchery of paltry things. And I think we've all been bewitched by the paltry things this year. We've heard the word unprecedented an unprecedented number of times, but it is a parade of little things that have pulled so many of us down. We've been isolated, we've been caught up, we've been pulled down, we've been beaten up. But the fact is, those little things have bewitched us, and the good thing is we can break the spell. We're made for joy. We're made to have a persevering joy. In fact, Jesus said, on the night before he died, knowing full well he was going to die, he said, if you keep my commands, my joy will be in you, and your joy will be complete. We're offered a joy that surpasses suffering. We are asked to have no anxiety at all. Whether you believe in anything or not, we can all strive to have no anxiety at all. We can all break the spell that all these little things have over us and keep our eyes on the things that are the biggest, the things that are eternal. We can let go of fear, anxiety, and weakness. Not right away, because they're there, but we can give ourselves permission to say no to them. We can give ourselves permission to walk away from them. We can give ourselves permission to find joy even in moments that seem like they're the darkest. It is the morning, the sun is shining. Let us wake up to new joy, new life, because we have permission to do that. We can break away from all of that, let go of all of our anxieties, and have joy. We're made for joy. Let's seek it, find it, and live it.
Well, we are back with a most amazing young man here in our local area. His name is Darius, and he has an amazing story to tell. Thank you so much for joining us, Darius.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us a little bit about your company.
Okay. So my company is called Nostalgic Forevers. So my company is a production company. In short, what I like to say is we produce creative heirlooms in the realm of photo, cinema, and branding. Our tagline is, we make time stop. So essentially, I look at myself as a visual historian. Any moment that happens in life, if you don't capture it, it only exists in your mind. And when people die, it doesn't exist anymore. So you capture those things so that you can leave those for the generations after.
That sounds super exciting.
It is.
It sounds like it's a lot of photography,
It is.
videography involved. How did you get into that? What was the motivation behind it?
So, my background is in theater. So originally, I always wanted to be on stage, but I knew I had a love for film. Okay. So I bought my first camera actually to capture the birth of my son, Navi. So I bought it. I just wanted him to be able to have memories I didn't have, because I didn't have a lot of pictures of myself as a kid. So I was like, well, this would be really cool to see this moment. So I bought the camera, fell in love with it more and more and more and more. It was just a hobby. And then eventually I was like, I can actually do this, because I was so focused on being in front of the camera that I never thought to actually make being behind the camera, something I did long term, but now they work hand in hand. Being behind the camera makes me better in front of it. So I fell in love with it.
That's a good point.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow, wow, wow. So what inspires you most about your craft?
The thing that inspires me the most is showing people what they don't see. There are so many things that happen right in front of us that people overlook. And one of the most amazing things that I get to do is hear people say, I've never seen myself look that way. And I think that's the greatest thing that I can offer, is to show somebody in their best light, because I think if more people could see themselves in their best form, they would strive to be that more often. So I'm always trying to capture that, but that's the greatest thing that I hear is I've never seen myself that way.
That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. If there was someone, Darius, who was kind of tinkering in terms of getting into photography and things like that, what kind of advice would you offer them?
I would tell them to be confident in their own vision. One of the things I always hear is people appreciate my eye, because we all see the world from different angles. So that's one of the greatest things you can do, is just observe life. Really just watch people and understand how they move, understand people's energies. And what happens eventually is you understand how to create compositions. And those compositions eventually will be able to, as I said, showcase people, for them to see themselves in ways they've never seen themselves. And then I would say, more than anything, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. A lot of time people try to recreate what everybody else is doing, and what that does is it washes you into the crowd. But people like originality, so stay yourself and everything else will fall in place.
Yes.
Absolutely. Darius, if someone wanted to get in contact with you, how could they reach you?
I am available on all platforms at Darius Marcel Hagen. So I use my full name so people remember it. And then of course there's Nostalgic Forevers. So my website is www.nostalgicforevers.com. So that's the word nostalgic with forever and an S at the end. Always remember the S, but that's across all platforms, Facebook, IG, as well as my website.
Well, thank you so much, Darius in St. Louis. I told you he was amazing. He was awesome. I told you his story would inspire you. If you want to talk to Darius or get in touch with him, you can also go to our website, and that's www.good-morning-saints-louis.com. Thank you so much again for joining us, Darius. But I need you to stay right there, refresh your coffee. We have more for you coming up next.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
welcome back, and we are so glad that you decided to stick with us. We have an amazing guest for you in the person of Miss Shar. She's gonna share her story with you in just a moment.
Shar, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So, Shar, tell us a little bit about your company, the name of your company, and just a little bit about it.
Okay, thank you for giving me the opportunity. My company is Empower You Consulting, and we are a leadership development firm, and we specialize in coaching, consulting, and speaking, where I'm the speaker. So for the coaching side, I really focus on women, especially moms, because I'm a working mom myself. So I focus on helping working moms to overcome self-doubt and imposter syndrome so that they're able to advance in their careers. So that's the leadership coach part of it. And then on the consulting side of my business, I go into corporations and organizations, and I really help them to establish their own leadership development programs, such as mentorship and other emerging leader type programs for their companies.
That is really exciting stuff, Shar.
Thank you.
I am curious to hear from you because we hear leadership development a lot, but how important is it really?
It really is important. Like, I mean, leadership skills, you can take leadership skills and implement them in any aspect of your life. Like I tell my working moms, you're already a leader. You're a mom, you lead your household. So it's really easy for me to tie in their everyday activities into how it can translate in the workplace so that they can really shine in their job interviews and really showcase that they're a true leader. So that's what I help them do, and I just love it.
Absolutely. You mentioned mom, and I'm a mom. Lisa is a mom, and we have a lot of moms out there. Can you give us a couple of tips on how to balance work, life, COVID, or is there a such thing?
Well, I like to call it work-life prioritization. I don't call it balance. I know some people call it harmony, but it's whatever you want to call it. But one thing you have to do is you have to plan, you have to be organized, and it really is a time management need, if you will. So what I like to do is I keep a calendar and I put down everything on this calendar. I have to plan. So that's my one tip is you have to be organized. You have to schedule time in for yourself. Self-care is so huge. It's so important. And you want to schedule time in for your children's activities as well as work. But you know, I'm a workaholic. I will say that. I am a doer of all things, and I have to intentionally schedule date time with my husband. I have to be really intentional about giving my kids the undivided attention that they need when they're telling me I work too much. Yeah, so I make sure on the weekends I'm taking them somewhere fun. We go to the science center, we go to the zoo, we go anywhere just to make sure I'm spending that time with them where I cannot work, where it's all about them. So.
Yes, I love that. And thanks for sharing that. I can tell that you are super motivated. I can tell that. What do you do for yourself to help stay in that space?
It really comes down to me relaxing when I need to relax so that I do have the energy to keep pressing forward to get things accomplished that I need to get accomplished. So I don't know if you all are familiar with human design, but I am a person, one side of me is like considered a savior. So a lot of people come to me because they know I'm reliable, dependable, I can get things done. But the other side of me is a hermit, where I like to be in my house, relaxing, unwinding. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. So with that being said, when I'm in that hermit phase, I really do take full advantage of it. And at that time, it's all about my self-care. It's about relaxing. It's about reading a book. It's about listening to a podcast, anything that I need to recharge so that I can be back in my zone of genius when it is time to press forward and continue working. So.
I love it. This zone of genius. I absolutely love
like
it.
it too.
So, Shar, if someone wanted to reach out to you to get your services, can you please tell us how we can reach you?
Yes, I have a website. It's www.empoweryouconsulting.com. I also have an Instagram, and it's Shar C. Smith, the number 2 afterwards. And I'm on LinkedIn as well. Everything's Shar C. Smith.
I told you she would be wonderful. She would be great. I told you she would give you some tips that you could definitely use. If you also want to reach Shar, you can do that by going to our website at www.good-morning-saints-louis.com.
Shar, again, we thank you so much for being with us today. Such an incredible story, such an amazing person. So we appreciate you guys for sticking with us. Good Morning St. Louis. We'll be right back.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
Good morning. My name is Lisa Garnett, and while I may be one of your co-hosts for Good Morning St. Louis, I am also the campus pastor at the Cathedral of Pleasant Grove in the heart of the city of St. Louis under the leadership of Bishop Courtney Allen Jones. And I am here today to remind you that you are a champion. That's right, I'm talking about you. You are a fighter, you are a warrior, you are a champion. And let's just face it, whether you may be a business owner, an aspiring entrepreneur, or just someone who's trying to navigate this thing called life, each of our journeys has gotten a little rocky at times, and the obstacles that we've had to overcome may have been to us insurmountable. But I just want to encourage you today to lean into your strengths. Lean into your strengths. Lean into the love that your family and your awesome network of friends provides. Lean into the wisdom that you've gleaned from education, from reading, mentorships, and even from your elders who poured so greatly into you. Lean into the power that dwells dwells on the inside of you, because what's in you is so much greater than anything that comes against you. So again, I just want to remind you, it's not time to quit. It is not time to give up, and you cannot throw in the towel, because I promise you, I'm going to throw it right back at you. So remember this, you are the greatest. You are the best. You are a champion.
Good morning. I am Raphael Darden, and I'm the pastor of women at the Cathedral at Pleasant Grove Church in North St. Louis City. And this is your motivational moment. I remember attending summer camp as a youth, and we learned a song, "If I Can Help Somebody As I Pass Along." If I could cheer somebody with a word or song, if I can show somebody that they're traveling wrong, then my living will not be in vain. Now, I've grown up as an adult, and I found out that maybe the B clause of that song is a bit subjective, because what if my wrong is your right? Or what if my right is your wrong? But what I do understand is the A clause of that song rings powerful. If I can help somebody, I want to encourage you that as you pass along, encourage somebody. Share a kind word, share a smile. How about paying for somebody's coffee who's behind you in the Starbucks drive-thru? Opening the door for somebody. If we just try, and if everyone would commit to embody just a portion of those lyrics, what kind of world this would be. One of my favorite quotes by JFK: "One person can make a difference, but everybody should try." I'm encouraging you to try. I'm encouraging you to share a smile with somebody this week. Be encouraged and have a great Saturday. This has been your motivational moment. See you next time.
Oh my goodness, what an amazing show we had. We heard about the challenges and how people overcame their challenges. We heard how they were inspired and what inspired them. St. Louis, we hope that you enjoyed the show.
Dr. Prince, you are absolutely right. Our guests were all inspiring today. And we just want to take a moment to thank Shar and Darius for sharing their exceptional stories with us today.
Absolutely. Well, you know what time it is. We have to say goodbye right now, but we want you to join us again next Saturday, right here, same time, same place, same coffee. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
See ya.